Welcome back to the channel. Just finished my workout and just realized it's been 8 days since I dropped the video. This is going to be short, sweet, and simple, sharing my experiences at the recent shooting range that I go to with my instructor, Boulder City, which is about 13 miles or so from Henderson here in Nevada. Las Vegas, Nevada, essentially. But it was a fun time right before I began my new job here. So I'm fully entrenched in the corporate life, back at it again in the financial services industry. So getting this shooting session in before my start date of June 30th at this job was very, very important because the reason why I'm doing this video, if you go through my channel, I have done some shooting videos before practicing at the ranges. I am relatively new, and I mean relatively new to holding a gun, firing a gun. And if you would have told me 3 years ago, which is precisely when I moved from California to Las Vegas, that I would be feeling much more comfortable handling a gun responsibly and loading the ammo, offloading the ammo, firing the blanks, all of this stuff, I would have said, yeah, right. I would have laughed at your face. But here I am. And I got to tell you, when I first went to my practice training session to get my CCW, which is a concealed to carry weapon license, right? If you are new to this, like I am, my job is to pave it forward and just put the basic essentials information out there that if you go to a carry state like Nevada, open carry or conceal, you have to get your license. And so I did the whole due diligence. It was about a 6-month process. I left the sound on so you can just kind of get a feel of the live sounds and the ammo, right? There's something about being in the desert in Nevada and that whole experience. You always see it in the movies, the cowboys, right? And even in Bollywood movies in Hollywood, right? And what it feels like. Well, lo hold and behold, now I own a couple. I have two 9mm, and I was taught from a very early age in my cultural background that guns were really bad, right? Firearms were really bad. But I came to a realization that how normal it is. It's not necessarily bad. Yes, irresponsibly handling a weapon can put you at a risk, obviously, right? And we know this. But I'll tell you, even carrying it on me, which I rarely do, is very stressful because you have to sort of be mindful and have a confidence about it and yet conceal it, and then come to realize that almost every other person in Nevada is carrying a weapon, a firearm. Some may be carrying it without a license even, right? And some are stolen guns as well. But then on the flip side, to make sense of this, is there's a lot of crime. Crime is on the rise, inflation, tough times, economic climate. And, there's a lot of crazy things happening. I made just a recent video about two YouTubers often trying to off each other, and one was successful right on the strip here. And I'm not going to take any names because I'm not trying to get that attention to my channel. I'm pretty low key when it comes to all of that. I really have beef with nobody. And if someone makes negative comments, I just keep it moving or I just ignore it. I don't even acknowledge it. That's the best way to diffuse and not give that person power. That's also wisdom, comes from age, time, martial arts, and all of that great stuff, right? And also being older and wiser. The second incident is when this also famous YouTuber, fitness girl, she had like baby daddies, 3 baby daddies, and like 6 kids, fitness influencers. She was shot outside of a sushi restaurant with a lover, and then when the guy offed them, he offed himself. So there were 3 lives gone when the kids left to suffer. Now, I say all of that to say this is that we cannot be operating on a worst case scenario when it comes to training and getting familiar with firearms, because you, at the very least, I think you have to be able to protect your home. You have to be secure. And when someone breaks in, you only have a split second to save your loved ones, your family, your dog, whoever, right? Most importantly, save yourself and protect your home, protect your assets, right? Because you worked hard for all of this. So that's the angle I'm taking it from. And even when I'm driving, you gotta have a safe to lock it up in. Even rarely I'm even at that point because I have such a low key profile in terms of how I conduct and carry myself. In some ways, I have a very loud profile, right? Social media, YouTube, and all the things that I do that involves arts and entertainment. So it's a very loud life, but also I am very careful on how I rub off on people and how I make people feel. And that's why you have to be really good to your neighbors. You have to keep it PC. You have to keep it PG because you just don't know who you piss off on any given single day. That person's going to hold a grudge until one day they can flip out of nowhere. And we're seeing a lot of these incidents online, right? And they can just take out their aggression on not just you, but everyone surrounding you. So just be careful on the type of attention you attract to yourself. Of course, if you're training like myself and in self-defense and you're sharing that knowledge, I think that's whole completely okay. I'm in a training environment. I had a blast, guys. I went from being an anxious, anxiety riddle filled guy, man, right? Of not being able to hold a gun, trembling the very first time I held a gun in 2022. Heck, I couldn't even be around a room of people firing shots, right? Even a practice round. I went into an indoor facility and there were people like, in their booths, respective booths, firing off pop, 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 pop. And I'm like, I had I couldn't, it was way overwhelming, just let alone being in an environment. Obviously, I also realized that I didn't have my headphones on, my headgear, right? So you need headphones to turn on and protect your ears from that sound, right? Headphones are a game changer. So I have two. I have a pair, two pairs actually. Yeah, a pair. No, a pair comes in two. So that two headphones, and so I have my whole little bag that I built out over time. It took me about 2-3 years. It doesn't have to take you that long to actually put together gear. If you have money, it's very easy to do so. But for me, I have dragged my feet on ammunition, this weaponry, firearms, getting used to it. I've sort of just kind of delved in it and then just ran away and just parked it and pretend like I don't even have any of this at home. But the fact is that you have to deal with it because if it's here, not only do you have to store it properly, but you have to be responsible about it. But three, you got to keep engaging your muscle, your mind to muscle connection with that firearm, right? You have to practice because it's uncomfortable. So the analogy best suited is waking up early, right? All the habits, daily habits, right? Or going to sleep early, prioritizing sleep, I talk about, right? Same thing now, we translate that to your fitness life, your environment, how you train, what you eat, nutrition. I have made shooting practices at the ranges as part of my self-improvement journey, and that allows me to really expand my mind. All the way from driving 13 miles, which is not a bad distance actually, in Boulder City, a nice little town here locally. I sometimes stress out so much just driving to the range, but once I get there and I meet my instructor, I just get this amazing feeling. It's so quiet. You see the desert, everything I'd seen in the movies. You just get the sense of like a movie aura around you. At least that's how I see it. So I'm trying to show this from my perspective because I've grown up my entire life watching movies and a lot of action movies, right? So I come to a realization that most of these movies, they're actually firing blanks. So they have to go through these practice sessions. I am not actively pursuing acting and gigs and movies anymore like I once was, and I have my reasons for that. I'll share it in another video. I've gone in and out of this industry many times, and I come to realize that it's very limited in terms of opportunities here in Nevada. And I've made videos about how I've quit acting and I've gone back into acting, and right now I've gone back to corporate. That's where I'm going to be parked for a little while and make good money, serve my customers, serve my clients, and meet new professionals, right? That's where you got to pay your bills, guys. And frankly, acting and all this modeling stuff is nice, pretty, looks good on paper, but doesn't pay your bills. I digress. Back to the ranges. So very liberating. Here I am, not just firing a 9mm handgun, but now I'm also doing the shotgun. I think that's what it is. I don't think it's an AR. Just call it a shotgun. I mean, keep me honest here, guys. If you are a gun expert, you can please feel free to leave a polite comment. Generally speaking, if you'd like to go ahead and comment. I am by no expert here, but I got to fire off at least 4 rounds of the shotgun, and I got to tell you, man, when my instructor pulled that shotgun out and said, "Go fire it," he loaded it up for me, did all the work. I just had to get used to planting that, right in my chest here. And I have some rotator cuff issues here, by the way. I'm going to get some x-rays done this weekend. So, but it's got a little bit of a kickback, right? And I just didn't think I had it in me to fire it. I had all these the negative thoughts, right? Negative, what if this, what if that, worst case scenario, what if the bullet somehow travels and comes back, whatever, what if the shells, the thing about all of this is that you're one shot away, literally you're one shot away from the comfort zone being behind you, and everything that went forward, that's the direction you want to go. Life goes by like a bullet. That's it. I didn't make any of this up. This is coming naturally. I'm in very flow state right now. Even though I'm not walking today and I've done my morning routines, I've switched to morning routines due to my office job. I've gotten most of my steps in this morning, and realized that time is money. Life is like a bullet. Fire that, right, with your goal and vision in mind. And so once that bullet went and I got the first, it's like someone pushing you. It's literally like someone just bumping into you in a club, and you say, "What's up, man?" Keep it moving. Or in some cases, some people actually start fighting because of that issue. But that's not my cup of tea anymore. I don't like all that drama, which is precisely why I avoid those kinds of places. But you do you. So once I shot off those 4 rounds, it was just so addicting. But when you fire the shotgun, that thing's aggressive. It's got such a nice kickback. It wakes you up, so you have to focus. The good thing about the long gun, the shotgun, is that it feels good holding the shotgun and just having that focus. And then once I switched, it makes you focus. I mean, that thing's got some weight on it. And then when you hold a shotgun, then when you hold a handgun, now it just becomes a lot easier. So like now the analogy is weights, right? Progressive overloading, lifting heavier, and then you just kind of work your way down to getting your reps in. At some point during your workout journey, depending on how advanced you are, beginner, mid-level, no matter where you are, at some point you're going to realize what your sweet spot is and what your maintenance routines are and how you function. You're going to know your body. You're going to know you will know what to put your body through, if that makes sense. Same analogy. I took that mentality into the training grounds when I was with my instructor. So this marks the 3rd year for me practicing. I haven't been that consistent, but I would say that I've gotten better and better and better each time that I've gotten out to the range. Extremely therapeutic. I never thought I would say that in the ranges, firing rounds in the ranges and just letting that bullet go is like letting the stress off of your chest. It feels amazing. And also it's within confinements, right? You have your target. I pay for the instructor so that I have someone that supervises and just kind of watches over me as I do it, because I am not a pro at all of this, right? I would say I'm much better at it now. Like I still don't even want to care to get in any kind of beef. This is strictly, guys, the purpose is to protect my home. That's all it is, right? If I'm going to the store, I may think about carrying one of my millimeters, but even then, it's just very, very stressful. So I'm sharing all of this with you in just here because I thought it would be a cool video to drop. My experience being just a rookie at all of this. California laws are so different from Nevada. Nevada is a lot more aggressive, and it turns out that there are gun shops and ammunition shops like around every corner. So this is a lifestyle here. And again, folks, I'm going to end the video by saying that the firearms are not the enemy. It's the people that abuse the power that comes with owning firearms, lack of responsibility and accountability. That's the issue with all of this. That's what makes people like that who handle weapons in such irresponsible ways not so good people. Those are the bad actors. But when handled responsibly, this can be a very fun hobby. And that's what I'm finding out, how fun this is, right? So I can't wait till fall season until the weather is cooler. It just makes for ideal temperatures in the low to mid 70s, perfect weather to even low 60s, perfect weather to get out to the ranges. I'd be going a lot more. So that's the video for today, guys. I'm going to share my updates on my new corporate job and how all of that is going. I'm back into the 9 to 5. It's actually a very good thing. While I do my YouTube stuff, my faceless channels sports channel. It got monetized, so that's also a good thing. I'm not making six figures on that, or what they say, 10K a month is the goal, right? I'm not there, not even close. I've just scratched the surface by getting monetized there. So though those channels are still going to be going, I have a news channel as well that I started. So those two are faceless channels. I have an AMG channel. I need to do more car videos. I haven't done much AMG C63S car videos, but if you go on my Instagram, you can kind of find your way to my personal page and my fitness page. You can see my car over there, baby blue wrap, freaking amazing. I might do a driving video one of these days. I look forward to that and dropping that video. But until now, guys, thank you for being here. There's some comments on my channel that I got to get back to and respond. Welcome to the new folks, new guys and gals. And if you're finding this by chance, please share. I'm an older man, OG, right? And I have a lens, a lifestyle that I live, and a lens through which I view life differently. Very unconventional, but there's a lot of truth to this. And check out the playlists while you're here and delve into any of the topics that are related to fitness, relationships, dating, health, anxiety, depression, soccer, martial arts, stretching, mobility. You get the point. Thank you for being here. Until the next video, Mamba out.